Hi, this is Greg with Lionquestfitness. What we have here is a 1972 Chief Special that was new in the box, but now that I've shot it some, added a little bit of orange, and put these hideout grips on it, I've probably devalued it by at least $100. Still have the box, paperwork, and the grips though. Now this gun, I wasn't intending on buying this gun. A friend of mine had inherited it. He needed to sell it and he needed money, and I didn't want to lowball him, so I suggested he put it on consignment at a local shop, but it wasn't selling, and I found out that what they were asking was less than what I thought it was worth. So I made him an offer that where he did make a little more money than if he had sold it on consignment. And I told him, if you ever want it back, you can have this gun back. But he told me, he said, Greg, you bought it, it's your gun. Now I had to waffle about whether or not to keep it as is and not shoot it. But it's like, no, I have wanted a new Chief Special, and I don't like the current Chief Special. I was wanting one like this. I was looking for an old beater, but you know, this is like buying a new gun, and for a lot less than you would pay for a Chief Special, the current edition of the Chief Special. And I much prefer the older guns anyway, so I decided to make it into a carry gun. So today I'm going to shoot some different ammos just to see what I might need to be running in these older Chief Specials that I like to carry. Let's look at our results and compare them. Okay, now this was the Hornady Critical Defense Standard, and it went in, busted out the back, busted out the bottom, but it captured the round. And that tends to tell me that that round may not have adequate penetration. Now with the Underwood, I skimmed the bottle. It went through, probably went through here, came out here. If I'd hit it square, it probably would have exploded the bottle more. And with those semi-wad cutters that my friend loaded supposedly to about 850 feet per second out of a 4-inch barrel, it went in and then it burst out the back. Now that round did have a lot of recoil compared to the Underwood 158 grain bullet and the Critical Defense 110 grain bullet, which were both fairly soft shooting. Now one thing I did notice, those flat wad cutters, semi-wad cutters, did tear up that wood. Also the Underwood did damage to the wood, more so than the Critical Defense. Now, this right here, that when I was shooting at 10 yards, that was with my favorite training round, which is 132 grain PMC bronze, you know, and but I noticed I was shooting that a little low compared to the Underwood. And now, whereas I kind of shot off to the left with the critical defense, that was probably because I was shooting later in the evening. So you tell me, which round do you think would be the most adequate for self-defense? You know, something that's going to cut but have a lot of recoil, something that's fairly soft shooting that may not necessarily expand, but it's a better bullet, something that's going to explode on impact but not necessarily penetrate, but still a soft shooting round. And just put your suggestions down there at the bottom. And if you know of any other ammo you think I might try, then please suggest that. And this is Greg with Lionquest Fitness.